Welcome back to this podcast episode, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael, and today we are dealing with a topic that is close to my heart because I'm putting forward the thesis that it's better for some distros if you don't make a video about it. I've been using Linux for over 20 years, and that time I've seen many distros come and go. For 3 years, I've been running a Linux blog and my first YouTube channel, including a podcast streaming platform, and with that comes responsibility. For me, this responsibility goes so far that you have to sort out what is worthwhile and what is not. But sometimes you also have to protect a distro from itself. You ask yourself how that is meant? My claim here is not to convert you to Linux users. I have no interest in that. My claim is to report about a matter in a fair and balanced way. I don't drag any distros through the mud and make it look bad in my tests. That would also be unfair because no matter how usable the product, someone has sat down and worked on it. That work is honorable, and to make fun of it would not be in keeping with my understanding of honor. These are values whose meanings are firmly persistent in my mind. My distro tests, therefore, do not come to a negative conclusion. I'm not glossing over the unpleasant truth, but trying not to contribute to negative opinions. It is easier to talk something down than to come up with 3 arguments for it. Don't you think? Try it out for yourself. Take any everyday thing and see what goes faster. In a way, I'm protecting distros from themselves, because to be fair, it has to be mentioned that not all distros come error-free. So, how do you deal with these mistakes? Take note and live with it, or work on a solution. I decide on the second way. If I find an error, I try to reproduce it and then document it. I then send this to the developer and give them the opportunity to correct the error. Sometimes it works well, sometimes not at all. If nothing happens, the distro is more or less removed from my list and goes to the bottom again. To me, this has turned out to be the more tolerable option. Pointing fingers doesn't help anyway, and since many distros are developed in spare time, you should always keep this in mind. The expectation is often that their own errors will be solved promptly, but this does not happen with Microsoft or Apple on their operating systems either. Here, too, changes are made slowly. With Linux, you should adjust your own expectations in this direction again. This does not mean dulling them, but giving the other side the time to get it right. At the moment, I even have 2 candidates where I'm currently in pre-production, and I noticed mistakes that would stand out in the video. The result would be what? A bad echo. I don't want that because it would be unnecessary. So I'd rather send it to the development team and wait and see what happens. The work done so far will not have been in a vain if you recycled content. I'm certainly aware that in this business many people are interested in showmanship and click numbers. I would certainly generate more clicks, views and income if I were to put my fingers in the wound and present it nicely packaged in a video. There are some YouTubers who do this. They compare distro A versus distro B and always put the finger on the weak points. Comparisons depend on a small but decisive difference. Either you concentrate on the weak points and put down the inferior opponent, or you concentrate on the strength and crystallize this for a certain target group. I've already made comparison videos using this second method. For example, one video was about whether Pop! OS would eventually overtake Ubuntu as the primary distro. Another video along with the same line was Ubuntu or Fedora, which to choose and how to decide. Many people watch it and try to bash it afterwards. Not me. I present a basis for decision making in one direction or the other free of charge. That's where the focus lies, not on bashing left or right. The point that matters is the mindset. Is your glass always half full or half empty? Mine is half full. I'm not about click numbers at any price. What matters to me is that I can publish my content with a clear consistency and that it meets your and my expectations. Admittedly, I cannot please all of you either, but I still have to compliment you. Because in the comments, there are always decisions in one direction or another that are conducted objectively. Thank you for behaving respectfully here, and sometimes even arguing respectfully. This episode is not going to be that long. I have said the essentials. Mindset, glass half full. How do you see it? I'm already curious about your opinions in the comments. What is your mindset? How is your glass filled? That was today's podcast episode. Thank you for the kind attention and see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.